In this video, I will go over 4 things that you can do daily to put yourself one step closer to getting your first successful real estate investment. I will go through the best $300 I've ever spent in my entire life, how you can accelerate your journey to financial freedom, and the one thing I've seen in every successful real estate business. Hi, my name is Ryan Cha, your friendly neighborhood real estate investor, and I show new investors how to get their first profitable deal. Have you ever felt like you don't know what the future will hold, so you hesitate to make big, important decisions? Maybe it was when COVID hit and everyone's stock portfolio tanked. You ask yourself, should I pull out that money for fear that it will go lower, or should I keep it in and instead invest more into the market? That's a pretty tough decision, not just for you, but for everyone else as well during that time. You also didn't know when you'd be able to go outside or hang out with your friends again. Or perhaps you've been thinking about starting real estate investing, but it just feels so overwhelming. How much information that you need to know to even find a great real estate investment, and then after that to bring in trustworthy tenants. Well, if you've experienced this, I will tell you how I got past all of that apprehension and uncertainty that I had over how and where to buy my first rental. And hopefully it helps you out as well. You see, when I was just learning about real estate, I had to gain a lot of real estate knowledge very fast, like drinking through a fire hose. So I did some research and I found out that one of the best ways to learn a new field quickly is to gain the skill called active reading. Now, you may not have heard of this term active reading before. Simply put, it means reading to maximize your understanding and comprehension. Basically, after you read something, you should be able to accurately summarize what you just read, including what were the main ideas. Of course, it's easier said than done. Around the time I started learning about real estate, I actually scored below average on most reading comprehension exams. And I felt pretty stupid. Then, I took this class called speed reading, knowing that I needed to overcome my weakness to become a fast learner for real estate investing. It was about $300 for 2 months, but it was arguably one of the best $300 I've ever spent in my life. And I'm not exaggerating. So my tip number 1 for you is to make sure to take a speed reading class. After I took it, I learned not only how to read fast, I would also be able to understand everything that I read in real estate and be able to remember it in clear detail later on. In fact, I had this friend who passed pharmacy school, but he was really struggling with the pharmacy board exam. If he failed the 4th time, he would get held back and had to go back to taking classes. So, as you can imagine, the stakes were very high. I told him that he needs to take a speed reading class ASAP. I asked him, why aren't you signing up? He admitted that because he wasn't a pharmacist yet, and because he was studying for exams, he was pretty broke. As you can imagine, I felt really bad for asking him. So I decided if he would take a speed reading class, I'll pay for it. And I did, because he was really struggling. Not only did he pick up way more understanding when he was reading, he also passed the next pharmacy board exam, which was his 4th exam, by a huge margin. And he told me it was mainly because of that one speed reading class. That's how powerful a speed reading class can be, so that you can learn real estate skills that much faster and save a lot of time, frankly. Speed reading also allowed me to be a lot more confident diving into that very first rental. Now, there is one pitfall to reading about real estate investing. And that is, if you read, but you don't implement what you just read relatively quickly, you may end up stuck in analysis paralysis due to information overload. So, make sure you don't overdo it. Now, the second thing you should do to become successful in real estate is to become resourceful. And that's tip number 2 for you guys, becoming resourceful. Do you ever feel anxious or nervous making investment decisions? Or uncertain how you will overcome the challenges that will inevitably pop up on your very first rental? What do you even do? Well, luckily you are not alone. There are many real estate investors who have bought real estate successfully, and so you don't need to reinvent the wheel. There are actually several places that I go on a weekly and daily basis to expand my real estate knowledge, which helps me to find better and better deals and provide a better home for my tenants. The first place I recommend is BiggerPockets. You can listen to all their podcasts on your way to work to learn some of the best ways to invest in real estate. I really enjoy their podcast because you can hear real life stories, which can be very inspirational. And if you're stuck in analysis paralysis, these stories can light the fire under your butt to just get started. BiggerPockets also has forums to ask all of your real estate related questions, and a message tool which you can use to DM anyone on the website by just clicking this button called Connect. You can see my profile here, for instance, and to message me, you just click on Connect. Now, the second resource or tool that I use and highly recommend for you is ChatGPT. If you're like me and are curious to explore all the different aspects of real estate investing, this tool is amazing. Simply go to openai.com, click on Try ChatGPT, then click on Sign Up. That takes you to this screen where you can enter your email address and then create a password. Once you log in, it will take you to the screen. And if you want to learn what areas you can get lower cost housing, for instance, just type in, give me a list of 20 cities and whatever state that you're interested in with lower median home prices and the approximate price ranges. And lo and behold, it will just spit out all of this information. Now, the final resource I recommend is getting in contact with a local realtor. Tell them that you are looking to buy a rental and have them send you MLS listings that get sent directly to your email inbox. That way you can start comparing different houses to learn what makes a great investment. Now at this point, you have all the tools to gather all the information that you need, but it probably feels very disorganized, and you might start feeling overwhelmed with all of the complexities. The solution is to figure out a strategy that you like and then to create a system. And this brings me to tip number 3, build a system. If you think about it, every business, including real estate, has an effective system. Think about when you are just getting onto a plane. First, you check in and receive your boarding passes. Second, you go through security to make sure you don't have any dangerous items. Third, you queue up into a designated boarding zone. And then finally, you board the plane in an organized manner. This whole process is called a system. Now let's apply systems thinking to real estate. Take a successful Airbnb system, for example. First, you buy a house in a location that people like to vacation in, such as in the mountains nearby a ski resort. Second, you furnish it with many unique accommodations, including perhaps something like a hot tub. Third, you decide on the price based off of prices around that area, and then you list it on Airbnb. Fourth, you provide excellent cleaning services and respond to your tenants promptly. Fifth, you ask your customers to leave you reviews if they loved your services. Finally, those reviews get you bumped up to superhost status, which leads to a lot more customers. Congratulations, you now have a successful Airbnb business. And it can be really that simple if you have a great system. Finally, the fourth and final thing that I would recommend is once you have a strategy, hire a mentor or a coach who is an expert in that particular strategy. Somebody who has been there and done that, which is tip number 4, hire a coach or a mentor. If you like flipping, for example, choose somebody who has flipped over 50 properties. If you want to do Airbnb, find somebody who is a superhost at 10 or more Airbnbs. Now, a coach might not be cheap, but oftentimes the knowledge that they provide and the guidance that they provide, it's priceless. And a great coach can help you reach positive cash flow much sooner while avoiding costly mistakes that most newbies would make. If they can prevent 2 months of vacancy, for example, that can save you already $3,000 to $7,000 right there, depending on what your rent is. Of course, make sure to vet the coach before you hire them. Look for testimonials, reviews, and read about their background to see if they're the right fit for you and what you want to do. And that's it. Those are the 4 things that you can do on a daily or weekly basis to move you closer towards owning your first successful rental. If you enjoyed this video, I have another one just for you about the exact step-by-steps to getting your first profitable rental. You can check that out here or in a link in the description below. Please also give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this with your friends so that it can reach more people who are really struggling with getting started in real estate investing. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.